Hey Fletcher, it's Dad. So, I don't know that I do have any good advice. Sorry, I'm trying to mount my phone back. And yeah, I feel you. So, I'm very contradictive myself in that sense of I long for alone time, but then I can't stand it. I'm very codependent on my wife. We were very codependent for a long time. I feel like we're not as codependent now as we were in the beginning of our relationship, and that's just because we have kids now, and you know, we have to work harder as a team to make sure they're taken care of. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things where it's like I want that alone time, but when I get it, I hate it. So, do I have advice? No, just keep yourself busy during that alone time. Maybe. I haven't done it for years, but I used to like to read a lot. I'd pick up, a good book, and that would be my alone time, my downtime. I would just immerse myself into that world, whatever it was that I was reading. TV can do the same, but there's something that you can't replace by reading a book and using your own imagination, put faces to these characters. So maybe something like that. I know it sounds lame-ish, but find a hobby, something that building something, a model, something like that. I know it seems very old school thinking, but that can really take your mind off things because you're focused on one intricate thing, and don't make it like a little snap tight models. Make it something that's challenging. But that'd probably be my advice. Those are things I would like to do when I'm alone. Sometimes I just do. If I'm alone, I just veg out. The TV runs. I'm on my phone, and I'm just doing whatever I want to do in that moment. So, the second thing I want to talk about was the loss of your identity. I get that. My oldest daughter, though she probably would never admit it, and she'll probably see this video because she does follow me. But before I gained custody of my girls, so we had joint legal custody of my older children, myself and their mom, and I fought for years to get physical custody, which I finally did. But before that, when the girls would come see me for the weekends, because I was the weekend dad at the time, it was my oldest was always watching over her sister. They're 7 years apart, but I mean, she was kind of like born into it. When her sister was born, I had just had a really bad injury, so I wasn't get up and around. My daughter was 7, my oldest daughter was 7, and she was taking care of me. She was helping, taking care of her sister. And I don't remember what her mom was doing. I'm guessing she was working, but I just don't remember. And then during the week, when they're at mom's house, my oldest was always taking care of her sister. And when she came to my house to visit, I'd have to remind her, I got this. You're not mom. That's your sibling. I'm the parent. I'll take care of your sister. You be a kid. Please be a kid. And it was unfortunate because her mom's drinking at the time. She felt obligated that she had to make sure her sister was taken care of. They're both amazing women now, and but I tend to think that her sister kind of lost who she was in that shadow as well, in the shadow of her sister. And that's partly my fault because my eldest has always been daddy's girl, and her sister was always tended towards to take towards her mom. But anyways, I digress. It's very hard to lose yourself when you're taking care of everybody else. So the only advice I have is just remind you. Is for you just to remind yourself of things that you like. What do you like to do? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? And if you don't know, go find it. You know what I mean? Start reading. Start looking at some college courses that you can just take online, something to occupy your mind. find yourself again. It's okay. Look, when I was 17, I joined the Army. I had everything planned out. I knew exactly who I was, where I was going, and what I was going to do. And then excuse my language, but I kind of pissed away my military career, and I had absolutely no idea who I was or where I was going. And I happened to be 23 at the time when I was discharged from the military. And no, it was not dishonorable, but it was other than honorable for misconduct. A little bit more about Dad's life. So I, at 23 years old, and combat vet, and being in a position of authority for a while, that was just who I was. The Army and I were one, and I had no idea what the hell to do. So I really had to put myself out there and kind of find what made me me. All right, I hope this helps. At the very least, know that you're not alone, okay? And this is something that's almost too common. We just lose ourselves, whether it's into somebody else, whether it's in a job, a career, or whatever, the care of other people. We tend to forget who we are, but you'll be fine. I know you will. All right, I love you. Bye.